we rise as we welcome the Honorable Minister of State?
Good morning, all.
While we remain standing, shall we kindly sing the first stanza of our national anthem? Thank you all. Kindly be seated. The Honorable
The Honorable Minister, sir, my respected cooperative leaders, the President, Cooperative Federation of Nigeria, represented by the President, Plateau State Cooperative Federation, Mrs. Hannatu, the ICOPRON President, FCT chapter in the person of Dr. Dixon Okolo, the former Federal Director of Cooperatives. We also recognize the presence of the President, Housing Cooperative of Nigeria, and the retired Permanent Secretary, and the person of Dr. Adelokun, members of the Cooperative Department here present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by commending and appreciating the Honorable Minister for summoning this meeting, which bring together different cooperative leaders to rub minds and discuss issues that concern the progress and development of the cooperative sector in Nigeria. We appreciate once again the Honorable Minister for taking it upon himself since assuming office to transform the Nigerian cooperative sector, to rank side by side with other cooperatives in different parts of the world. So far, the Minister has initiated the Cooperative Reform and Revamp Program, which is yielding a desired result for now. Under his watch, we have seen an increase in the budgetary allocation to the department, which is the first in the history of cooperative in Nigeria. It has never happened. And also, it was in his time, cooperatives were called upon and were given firm inputs directly, which he personally supervised and handed over. The minister has sent different teams to outside countries where cooperative is performing excellently well for them to learn and copy best practice. The minister is always angry when you try to talk against cooperative. 2 days ago, I was in his office for a meeting. He has cited different examples. In India, the cooperative were transformed to cooperative farmer organizations, and then also transformed to farmers companies which were adequately capitalized to stand on their feet. So similar examples like this, the minister has been carrying out researches. Personally, he showed me books of cooperatives on his shelves in his office there. Cooperative governance system, cooperatives in Malaysia, cooperatives in India, a lot of them. So the minister has a very good passion for the development of the Nigerian cooperative sector. This meeting is part of his concern for the development of the cooperative sector. To say it out, the minister personally directed that our 2025 budget should be 2.5 billion. We have never received even 100 million as an appropriation. The former director here, Dr. Okolo, can bear me witness. We try, submit a budget of 1 billion, 2 billion, 1.5 billion, but it will be scaled down to 50 million. Sometimes we even got zero allocation. Dr. Okolo can bear me witness. I also witnessed a serious quarrel between the former director, Engineer Akintola, and the then director of finance, who is now retired. So the minister is doing a lot, and I'm happy that, in fact, he directed, why are we not registering cooperatives? We're only having 4. Since in 70s, we only have 4 registered national cooperative societies. He now said, okay, bring the law. He opened it, come. So he read registration of society. Society can be registered. Where did it say for the transformation of the Nigerian cooperative sector, be it agricultural cooperatives, housing cooperative, agro-allied?
We thank God for that. Now, first, let me welcome all of you. I know I've met a couple, and there are those I've not met. And the director has said so much in terms of laying a foundation about why we are here. But basically, what I just want to say is, as the minister charged with supervising this sector, and given the vision of Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, in his manifesto, that farm cooperatives will be a top priority. I went down to examine this, and of course we are all aware that in terms of the statistics, even at the global level, the agricultural cooperatives is more than 40% of the total cooperative operations. And in Nigeria, it is even more than that.
Yes, 80%.
So it's very obvious that Mr. President wants us to develop the agricultural cooperatives and cooperatives generally, whether agriculture or not, because even the ones that are talking about the housing, mostly members will be those who are actually involved in agricultural activities and the like. So our duty is well set out. This is the vision of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. And when we set to have this meeting today, it did not even dawn on me today is the 2nd year anniversary of his coming on board. So shall we say cop to Mr. President? Cop. Cop. And I want to say that by the understanding I have, honestly, the number one cooperator in Nigeria is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. He understands the value of the cooperative movement, what cooperatives can do, and you know his vision for Nigeria is very clear. He wants a country that is stable and prosperous. A country where economic growth is inclusive. And that is why in his Renewed Hope agenda, you could see the deliberate selection of the area of focus. Food security is top, because if you cannot feed your people, then your sovereignty is not guaranteed. And that's why Mr. President is talking about food sovereignty today. And in his Nigeria First policy, he said, let us consume what we produce and produce what we consume. And you agree with me that if food security is to succeed, and if we are to transform our food system, the role of the cooperative societies in this area cannot be overemphasized. Now, if you talk about economic growth and job creation, here also the cooperative societies have the innate capacity to mobilize capital, mobilize resources, and carry out meaningful economic activities that is productive and profitable to the welfare of their own members. Because the profit of the cooperative society is not the classical profit of the capitalist, is it? It is the welfare of your members that is your own profit. Now, if you are talking about inclusivity, the best place where you can see everybody included is in cooperatives. Membership is not restricted. When you come in, it is voluntary. So when you agree to be part of it, you agree to be part of it. And those who are in this game, they know themselves. That's the beauty. So if they are bad, it means bad people will be the ones to form cooperative. But have you ever seen that? No. It's good people who form cooperatives. So if you go on again, one of the Renewed Hope agenda is talking about access to capital. You can understand that if you know what is happening in some of the cooperative societies, in our MDAs, in the ministries, departments, and agencies. Many people bought their first car from what? That is access to capital. Some of them are able to build their houses from what? That is access to capital. So cooperative societies still are able to attend to that. And anti-corruption. The nature of the cooperative society, if it is allowed to run the way it is packaged, it's difficult for you to corruptly enrich yourself with cooperative money. So, overall, when all of these things are guaranteed, will there be insecurity? So you can see the cooperative society or the cooperative sector has capacity to contribute to all the 8-point agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, if done correctly. And my task here is to ensure that the cooperative movement in Nigeria is reformed, is revamped, and positioned to do what it can do better. Now, since I came on board, I realized I need a lot of support. And of course, I appointed Victor Oyegoke as my special assistant on cooperative and farmer welfare. Now, the whole task was, how do we get this reform and revamp program going? I needed somebody who would be my own food soldier too, to work together with the cooperative department so that we can achieve some mileage. A lot has happened, and I set up a ministerial technical working group on this reform and revamp. A lot of meetings are taking place. Some of you here will have been part of that meeting. But then we got to the stage in which I needed us to have international best practice. And it was decided that we should go for a study tour to Kenya. And here I want to thank the European Union that obliged us support for some part of the team who will be going for that study tour. And along the line, we opened it up and allow other cooperators with interest to self-sponsor themselves. And I think overall we ended up with, is it 13 or 15 members?
Yes, sir.
13 people who went for their study tour to Kenya. And they brought a report which was very encouraging. Now, what we have done is first, the technical working group made a presentation. We also did stakeholder engagement in Federal Cooperative College, Kaduna, Federal Cooperative College, Oju River, Federal Cooperative College, Ibadan. And here, all the leaders of the cooperative societies, for Kaduna, it was the northern zone. Then for Oju River, it was the south-south and the southeast. While for the southwest in Ibadan. The whole of this was for us to get response, because this reform and revamp is a bottom-up reform and revamp, not a top-down. I don't have any specific things. After all, those who wear the shoes know where it pinches more. So that is why we had all of this elaborate process of getting information through those who are operating. Now, members of the technical working group are drawn from the various cooperative societies at both national and state levels, and even the diaspora, because we had members who are cooperators who are in the diaspora, up to about 6 of them who participated. And the bulk of the ideas that were coming out were ideas synthesized from all of these stakeholder engagement. But then I also realized that there are some hidden issues. And that's why I felt it's high time for us to come together again. I'm not in a rush, but I'm also in a haste. So you can understand, I want to see results. This is 2 years. The next 2 years, whatever story we have cooked in the first 2 years, we must allow it to be seen out there. That is when Nigerians will know we are serious and committed. And I have pledged to Mr. President that the reform of the cooperative society and the revamp will be one of the very, very important milestones as far as the transformation of the Nigerian economy is concerned, because the cooperative sector has a lot to contribute. Findings from the global cooperative sector to the African cooperative sector showed clearly we're talking about trillion economy. And you know, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said Nigeria's economy, he wants it to be a $1 trillion economy. And just yesterday, on our platform, one of our colleagues, specifically the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, shared a projection of Nigeria's economy over the next 50 years, by which time only God knows the number of us who are here who will be there, because we are talking about 2075. So some people who are here will be there up to that time, but I doubt if we will be there. But I want us to be there. How? By the legacy we are going to plant today. If we are not there physically, let's be there by the positive actions we are taking today. And in that 2075 that they are talking about, let me see if I can get that information and share it with you. It was talking about, yes. So they said by 2075, GDP projection for Nigeria is US dollar 13.1 trillion. And that will make Nigeria the number 5 economy in the world. Now that is a projection. And this projection was by Goldman Sachs. So it's not as if it's a child's play. So what I'm saying here is this. Like we all know, if we are able to grow the cooperative sector, if we are able to properly monitor and transform the operations and governance and management of the cooperative sector, you know the cooperative sector can make a substantial contribution to this 13.1 trillion, as it is happening in countries like Kenya, in countries like Ethiopia, Germany, Tanzania, and the like. That is the vision. And I believe Mr. President has set that vision very clearly, and I have no doubt in my mind that we can do it. But how do we get there? Right now, all the past errors and mistakes and misgivings in the sector, we all have to perish it. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are we ready to perish all the past animosity and all the drags and drag?
Yes, sir.
I'm not getting a strong yes.
Yes, sir.
So shake your friend and tell him that we must shake off all the failures of the past. Cooperation. That is what makes it cooperatives. So, my take is this. We are going to get strong and stronger and stronger. What will make us strong is when we adhere to the principles of cooperative society. The guiding principles are golden, and that is what is obtainable in the US, in China, in Germany, every country. If you say it is cooperative, it's the same thing, no difference. So it means if another country is succeeding and you are not succeeding, it means it's that principle that you are abusing. And the ethics that goes with it is very clear. So our take is simple. This time around, we have a president who has shown us that cooperative societies matter, and I've been given that responsibility, and I'm also telling you cooperative society matters and matters and matters. If you ask me what am I doing, I will tell you cooperative. What am I thinking? Cooperative. What do I want to do? Cooperatives. So we have a lot of work to do, and I want to commend the first 4 apexes that has been in place for holding forth up to this period. That is talking about CFAN, is that?
Yes,
CFN, is it NACUM?
Yes,
And which other 4th one?
NCIS.
All right. Now, all I want to say is this. They say the more the merrier. The space is big. And that's why you see in the sky, if they tell you the number of Boeing 747 that are in the air, you know that God is great. So, ours is to learn from that and to say that we should allow more space. And that is the story he told you. Because when I came in, I realized that the lack of growth was because they were misinterpreting the act. I don't blame them. That was the way they understood it. But coming from the National Assembly and having sat in the chambers of the Senate making laws for 8 years, I think even if, like they say, even if it's derarahi, even if it's by crawling, I should have learned something. And not to talk of the fact that I was an active parliamentarian. I sat down and read the act, asking critical questions, trying to find out why are we just static? Why is the cooperative sector static? Because like I told him, I said, your sector is almost dead. It's just there by name, but it's dead. You say, no, I said, he's dead, Malam Sani. He's my friend. We're all personal assistants in this ministry together. Even though I was the head boy of the personal assistants then. So, we got down to look at the act, and it was very obvious that I think they got it wrong. In law, they said the reading, the mention of something in a group excludes the others that are not mentioned. So when something is general, it's specifically mentioned as general. But if something is specifically mentioned, then it means it is that thing that is mentioned that is being referred to. So I said, check the act. It says directors of cooperative. Then they defined. In the federal, they say federal director to be appointed by Mr. President. In the state, state director to be appointed by. So anywhere they mention director is referring to who? State and federal. It is when state is mentioned, then it excludes the federal. If you mention federal, then it excludes. That's how it is. It's simple, you know. So I think when we got to that level, sorry, please, excuse me. Hello, numbers. People who benefited from that registration in this hall. Am I right? Yes. So if you were one of those registered in the last 2 years, please, can you stand up? If you know your cooperative, last 2 years. To date, yes. In the last 2 years, registration. Because it was as a result of that heated argument in my office that they opened. It shows that something has happened, isn't it? Yes. Now, what I just want to say is this. We'll do two things. I will give in our house. By the time we are done, I want everybody to leave here looking clean. I want us to go out with renewed hope. Because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said, renewed hope is here. Okay? Yes, so, two things that will happen is what I've just mentioned. So first, as a result of this reform and revamp, we're going to review the act. And in the act, we are asked to develop regulation. We are going to develop that regulation. And there's supposed to be a rule that will govern certain operations in the cooperative societies. That rule has not been developed. We need to develop that. Then that will give us the proper framework for both monitoring and evaluation of the cooperative society, but most importantly, it will shape the regulatory framework that will govern the operations of the cooperative societies across the entire federation, while ensuring that bad eggs do not have a space in the cooperative ecosystem again. It will also strengthen compliance, and it is compliance that will give room for transparency and accountability. And if the system is transparent and accountable, people will have more confidence in joining the cooperative movement and being part of the cooperative societies at various layers of the economy. That is number one. Number two, we want to professionalize the cooperative society. And so the effort that is being done under the ICOPRON has to come in as a national asset. We have to take it over, and in taking it over, We are not saying that it's going to be government run. No. In all of this, everything we are talking about, it is only the first part that I mentioned, the regulation, the law, the regulation. That's where governments won't stop. Every other thing is cooperators. Because you know the principles of cooperative society, that is what it preaches. And that's what we must stick to. Level of interference from governance, no. It will only be in terms of, are you compliant? If you are not compliant, we'll get you to comply. If you are not compliant, we have the power to withdraw the certificate. And that will happen if you are not compliant. Then if you think you can operate without the law, you can go ahead. But if you are compliant, we will support you. Then we need to now, in professionalizing, we also need to do human capital development. And I think the NACODEF, which you call NCDC, we want it to be clear. NACODEF, that is National Center for Cooperative Development. Okay? That also we are going to revive, and I think this year there is a budget line for it. We'll start the revival, and at the end of the day, our idea is to free it from government by enabling a cooperative special purpose vehicle that will take over that management and run it for the cooperative societies, by the cooperative societies, and that way it will serve the purpose of the cooperative societies all year round. We have capacity to do that, and we are going to explore that option. And in this era, where resources are becoming lean, we will now prioritize how these funds are going to be spent. Now, that is about human capital development. So our effort will be that if we register you as a cooperative society, for your executives, there will be mandatory, compulsory, or mandatory training programs that you must run. Because that mandatory training program is what will make you to be able to run the cooperative society the way it's supposed to be. It's suicide for you to carry an expensive vehicle and give to a madman or a blind person or somebody who has never known how to drive. What do you ask him to go and do? To go and wreck the... Is that not? So while it is that, yes, members are the ones to be elected or whatever, but I think we need to find a way to now begin to say, if you want to be an executive of the cooperative societies, then you must also be interested in getting the capacity to do that. And it has to be made a compulsory thing. That's the only way we will stop bad people from getting into the cooperative leadership and doing the things that will kill the spirit of the many cooperators that they are representing. Now, that is at the level of the leadership. Then at the level of the management, we know cooperative societies are supposed to have staff that they employed, who are the managers, isn't it? Yes. This is where we want the real professionals. So when we professionalize, it will get to a level in which we must specify the kind of person who should run your cooperative society. That's the only way you can get the right people to run it. So, if we are able to put all of this together, then you can see the level to which cooperative societies can begin to grow and achieve the desired impact. Now, above all, we are going to introduce some special purpose vehicles, like the farmer cooperative organizations, because if we are able to do that, we will now streamline. I can see so many names being mentioned and whatnot. We need to sit down together and streamline so that all the sectors can have one organization. Then different cooperatives can be under them. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So if we are able to do that, if we mention a particular farmer organization, cooperative organization, we know what they do. Then we know those who will be members under their, what do they call it? That way, if we are having program and we are able to get that their apex body, then things will move on very well. And in doing all of this, that is the level of operation. But in terms of the overall strategic management, We already know the apex, CFN, as far as the entire sector is concerned. Okay?
Yes.
And then in terms of the financing aspect, the C fund should be strengthened to play the regulatory role that will enable the money in the various cooperative societies to be properly managed the way it's supposed to be. And overall, cooperators in Nigeria have asked, we want a cooperative bank for Nigerian cooperative societies, owned, controlled, and managed by cooperative societies in Nigeria. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I didn't hear it do.
Yes, sir.
Clap for yourself. So, for me, I believe by the special grace of God, we have identified the various areas. But what is left is, before we go to the field, we need to find a way to address our internal issues. So when we go into the closed session, those are the things that will open up. But for now, these are the things that came to my desk from everything that has been said. And I have checked through all the cooperative banks that are operating in this world. We are operated by cooperative societies, owned by cooperative societies. And in the case of Kenya, where they went to, they have just recently, I think in the last just 3-4 years or so, that is when they opened up a little bit and have provided 25% equity to non-cooperators to join, but still operating within the cooperative society principle. So 75% of the Cooperative Bank of Kenya is still owned by cooperative society. And the same thing in Germany. In fact, in Germany, when the financial crisis hit Europe, it was the cooperative societies that provided the stability for their own financial system. So I think the cooperative societies are definitely a very powerful tool that will not let down. And we want to thank President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for the vision he has given us to be able to do this very great work for the cooperative society and the cooperative sectors. Now, beyond that also, we realize that the level of compliance has been almost zero. So in all of this, we are also going to create a dispute resolution mechanism, because there are bound to be disputes in the cooperative society. And while it is agreed that yes, in the final case where there is no settlement, cases can go to court. In the principle of cooperative society, as much as possible, dispute resolution is the alternative and the best method of resolving issues. But definitely, we need to bring in that global best practice. And we know we are operating in a country where there are laws. And so, where necessary, the laws of the land also will take root. And that is what will give people confidence that the cooperative society is not just a scam. It's not a scam at all. Because some people have scammed people using cooperative society before. So it's time for us to crush them out. I won't say to drive them out. We should crush them out. Because by the time you crush them out, what you are throwing out is a crushed material. They won't have the, isn't it? Okay? So that they won't go and come back in another mold again. So there is no space for scam in the cooperative sector. By the grace of God, we'll work and ensure that that happens. Then beyond that, finally, let me say that it is the President's wish and idea that for programs that will be run in the agricultural sector, if we are able to develop the agricultural cooperatives and they are properly structured, then they will take, precedence. They will be given, prime place in terms of participation. Because it will be easier for you to say, you go to the farmer producer cooperative organization, for example, they bring out the various cooperative societies under them, they guarantee they know what it is. And of course, as part of the reform, we are going to have cooperative verification number, which will be tied down to our national data system. That way, if you claim you are registered in Ondo State and you go to maybe Osun State to go and do something, it should be known that you are registered in Ondo State. Your number, verification number will prove that. So, and we're also going to encourage multi-state cooperative, operations. I think this is what we have started now. And that is why the registration by the Federal Department of Cooperative is also very apt. Now, the cooperative register, we have to digitize it. We have to make sure things are what they call. So there's quite a number of things we need to do to show compliance, to show transparency, to show accountability. Okay? Yes. So we believe if we do all of these things, the cooperative movement, the cooperative sector will become a very, very powerful part of the national GDP, like in other countries. Right now, I'm not sure we are being seen. Yet, we have cooperative societies that are so rich in their capital base. If we do all of these things will come out very clearly. So that at the end of the day, we'll be able to have our inclusion in the national gross domestic product enumeration or calculation. So thank you for coming. This is our own thinking. And remember, because it is cooperative, what I said is not cast in stone. If we agree, we agree. If we don't agree, we don't agree. Is that not how it is?
Yes, sir.
Is that how it is?
Yes, sir.
So whatever we're going to do, like I said, we need to stick to that cooperative principle. And we're going to ensure that there is proper capacity building for all the various cooperative apexes and even the states. Because if we're able to develop NACODEF and we're able to have serious programs, state cooperative societies will also participate and they will all be empowered. And 29th of May, the very day our amiable president took over power 2 years ago, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we met with cooperative leaders of the various cooperative apexes to discuss issues around how to ensure the success of the cooperative reform and revamp, what we tag the Renewed Hope Cooperative Reform and Revamp Initiative under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And arising from this discussion, we have resolved every little iota of crisis, doubts among members of these apex bodies, and we are charged and ready for the reform and revamp of the cooperative sector. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, we have also recognized the vision, leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, on the directive, what we hereby declare as presidential directives on the cooperative reform and revamp, which is part of his manifesto as he has promised Nigerians, and to say that this reform and revamp initiative has now gotten to that stage in which the next 2 years, the cooperative sector will be seen to be positioning itself for greatness. Is that what we discussed also?
Yes, sir.
Finally, we want to say to those who have been using the name of the cooperative sector to commit fraud and scam, please pack your bags and baggages. Pack your bag and go. No more room for all those fraudulent activities. The cooperative sector has inclusivity, and every Nigerian who desires to go out of poverty can be a member of any of the cooperative society. Unfortunately, today we said there is what? Cooperative against poverty, isn't it?
Yes.
Which is a body, one of the apex that have been registered also. So it shows that the cooperative sector is vibrant, and in the coming weeks, months, we're definitely going to intensify our activity so that we'll deliver on the mandate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has given us, to reform and revamp the cooperative sector. We have also agreed that we will take further the structuring and development of the various apexes to reduce conflict while strengthening the overall umbrella body, which is the Cooperative Federation of Nigeria, CFN, as the mother of all other apexes in Nigeria. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So, we are very happy with this meeting, and for everybody who has come, we thank you most sincerely for coming. And we want to thank the Federal Department of Cooperatives for anchoring, but we also ask them to double up and do more. I didn't allow you to talk because we are here to listen.
Yes.
So, Bundi, well done. Sani, no, you will not remind us of anything because you have to be reminded, and they have all reminded you of what is to be done. Everything they have said here is to remind you. So go and remind yourself on your decks and do the needful. So thank you very much for coming, and God bless. I hope to see you in the National Stakeholder Validation Workshop of the Renewed Hope Cooperative Reform and Revamp Initiative. We have gathered everything from the study tour, from all the 3 stakeholder, regional or stakeholder meeting we have held, and the report of the technical working group. We will harmonize everything and we'll bring it for validation, so that with that, we are ready to get down to business. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So thank you once again. And maybe Bundi, with the leave of your director, I will allow you to say a closing thank you. But you have only 2 minutes. That they want to do a presentation.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for leading us through that very engaging session. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Just before the vote of thanks, we will take a
Our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and our Honorable Minister in charge of cooperatives in the country for this opportunity of getting us informed about the revamp and reform program of this administration. We sincerely appreciate them. We appreciate our members who have come here and for the contributions we have made. And we pray God to grant us journey mercies as we go home to our various offices and destinations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. You didn't join Cooperative. I'm not talking with us. Come and join. Look at, how about that one? You talk, you don't want to join Cooperative. He's a member of the Cooperative Society. All right.